Welcome back, folks. Dow finished down 20, NASDAQ off 4, S&P's up 3. Let's go over to our man, Mr. Chris Gaffney. Chris is the president of Everbank World Markets. You've heard him many times over here at TFNN, folks. What I'd love you to do, come over to our website at TFNN, and on the right-hand side, you're going to see that Everbank banner. As you hit that banner, you're going to see grab your passport and step into foreign currencies. And I'll tell you, the way the dollar's trading right now, you better step into something. Chris Gaffney, welcome back to TFNN.
Thanks, Tom. It's a pleasure to be here.
You know, it's amazing. I mean, and it's great having you on all the time. But, and we talk about the currencies, and your products are phenomenal. But it is amazing. This dollar cannot catch a bid. I mean... No,
after 5 years of dollar strength, we've seen maybe, we may be at an inflection point here with the dollar turning and actually heading lower. I think that, it was priced for perfection, if you will,
yes.
and everyone thinking the dollar was just going to continue to rise as the U.S. Fed was ahead of all the other central banks as far as rate increases. But we've seen a couple bumps on the economic front on some of the data that shows maybe we're not growing quite as fast as people thought, and
sure.
In fact, maybe some of the other countries are starting to catch up, and we're seeing the ECB start talking about a possible taper and questions about just how quickly rates are going to rise here. So we've seen a lot of that positive dollar positioning reverse itself, and we've seen some. It's been kind of a stealth move, if you will, because not a lot of people are talking about it, but the dollar has definitely started to give way a little bit.
Chris, I was going to bring that up about the move, because folks, and I'm sure many of you are saying, well, hold it, I've been listening to TV and the dollar's been going up. The dollar's been going down for over 6 months, folks, okay? We had a big, the election night, it went from 95 to 103, but we've been down since then, which is pretty amazing. So let's talk about how, these foreign currencies work. We've been talking quite a bit about it because the dollar has gone down so dramatically, but these are amazing accounts that you have, Chris.
Well, thanks. Yeah, and we're pretty proud. They're pretty innovative accounts. We were the first bank that we know of, U.S. bank, that we know that came out with FDIC-insured foreign currency accounts. And what that means is that you can put in an account that's a U.S. bank account, and we can hold foreign currency in that account. Now, it's FDIC-insured against bank failure, not against currency fluctuation.
Sure.
But,
right.
That's the whole purpose of it, is giving investors and clients a way to invest into foreign currencies and hold those currencies in a safe manner for the long to medium term. And the accounts are just like a savings account. You get daily liquidity, and they're going to fluctuate up and down each day with the value of the underlying currency. So it's a way to really take advantage of these movements in the foreign currencies. And,
folks, when we talk foreign currencies, you can go from the Brazilian real, the Australian dollar, the British pound. I mean, the pound got, hit pretty good. It got hit again yesterday. The Canadian dollar, the euro, of course. You want to take a trip.
You want to gamble, go to Russia. I mean, we can do the Russian rubles. So,
right.
Yeah, it's for anywhere from speculation up to, we typically look at these accounts as more of a diversification tool,
sure.
A way for investors to get outside of just holding dollars. When you talk to investors about their portfolios and you ask them if they're diversified, a lot of them will say, yeah, I have both stocks, bonds, and I even have some precious metals. But they rarely talk about geographic diversification or currency diversification. So, that's a way to add some currency diversification and actually lower the overall risk of the portfolio. And again, because we offer 21 different currencies, there's always, somewhere, or typically there's going to be somewhere that's starting to improve versus the dollar.
Yes. And, when you come over to the website, so, folks, you'll hit the banner on the right-hand side. As you come over to the website, you'll see the headlines, grab your passport, step into foreign currencies. But what I'd love you to also read is this: global opportunities at a better price. And this is really important because the Everbank mantra is that they will compete with anyone out there. And in this particular case, can you talk about this a little? Because I happen to know, when you're buying foreign currency, I guess we've all been at airports, we've all been at foreign currency exchanges, how, expensive it can get. It doesn't have to, okay?
We were looking at some competitors' websites just today, and in their terms and conditions, they specify that their currency exchange rate are going to be 5%.
Yep.
So that means, that's 5% when you buy, and if you go to sell, that's going to be another 5%. Our currency exchange rate, we pledge to be under 1%. So it's typically 0.75% to buy, 0.75% to sell. You're not going to find on a small retail size currency trade spreads that thin in the marketplace. We're very proud of the spreads, and we put it right out there, and in fact we showed on the statements exactly how much you're paying for each of your currency transactions. So we don't hide anything; it's all right out in front, and because we are very proud of that spread,
and it makes it so easy to deal with you. That what happens here, folks, is that as you come over to the website, right? You're going to see how you can open this account for a minimum of $100 a month, and that's a purchase plan. Or you can put $2,500 in, open it, and then you're going to be able to get all the product lines that Everbank has.
And you mentioned that currency purchase plan real quick. That's a great way for somebody to establish a position in a currency.
Yes.
$100 a month. It's dollar cost averaging. In my opinion, the best way to establish a position over a longer period, because you're buying more when the price is cheaper. So it's a really good way for a long-term diversification strategy.
Yeah, there's no doubt. Isn't it amazing how the marketplace for currencies has got much bigger? And it's really great that me as an individual, the clients you're talking to as individuals can actually take advantage of it. And, it just makes common sense because we're a one world currency now. I mean,
20 years ago, when we started coming up with these products, we kind of modeled ourselves after a typical European private bank that, they offered these services for the wealthy European clients because they had a lot of cross-border transactions.
Yes.
And we kind of modeled ourselves there, but it's much more common now, and really, because of the global trade, because of the internet and how fast information flows now, you really need to have a position that's diverse, that's diversified among the different countries and different asset classes.
No doubt. And listen, folks, Everbank's phone number is 855-750-4051. That's 855-750-4051. You can also just come over to TFNN, hit the banner. You can call them up. You can talk to them about how these accounts work. And, I'm sure you've heard Chris and I discuss, they have a huge amount of other products that are really good for a long-term investor, because...
Yeah, even on the dollar side, we pay some good rates, and we constantly are coming up with some innovative products, and so, we love speaking to your listeners and hear them all the time on investments anywhere from, precious metals out to foreign currencies and even some of our U.S. dollar accounts. So we really appreciate it.
No, and listen, they appreciate it. It's great finding a bank like yours. There's no doubt about it. Chris, you have a great one and a safe one. Of course, we always look forward to having you on again.
Thanks again.
Thank you. Stay right there, folks. We're coming right back. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Everbank, 855-750-4051. Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you, like it does me, call 1-855-750-4051 to find out what they can do for you. That's 1-855-750-4051. Call them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.